Yeah, so I'll start. So hey everyone. So I'm Matt, as Tyler said. So I've been working on Request Now. So in short, Request Now is an engagement tool and a branding tool for DJs. So in short, you will get a phone number in your like local area code, and then it's a great way for guests to be able to send things like song requests, like messages, as well as now photos. So some people might be kind of freaking out because they're hearing song requests, but it's definitely more than a song request tool. Like we're getting great feedback from folks who are engaging with people who wouldn't normally even come up to the DJ booth. And I think, especially in today's times with some social distancing, they'll definitely, it's definitely kind of a safer way. But really, like even beyond that, I think it's definitely something like millennials and Gen Z are kind of always on their phone and kind of expect to communicate with, folks in that fashion. So if you want to do something innovative, as well as also brand yourself, you know, it's been pretty cool. So I thought I would do a demo, but could I share this screen? So let me click. Oh, it looks like
Let me hold on.
okay.
Let me take
I
care of
don't
the
think
other
it's
one for you.
broadcasting.
It is.
All right.
Confident about that.
I'm positive I'm actually watching it right now. Okay,
Uh,
you should be good now, Matt.
oh, you know what? Is it? It's not letting me. You know what? Let me turn the one on my phone off.
I think you
I
have to
think you might have.
turn.
I think you selected because I'm joined on my phone and on
Yeah,
my.
I just made your phone co-host, so you should be fine.
But you know what? I wanted to share on the desktop first.
Oh, okay, go ahead.
Sorry, I don't know if you can switch it.
I mean, I can't decide which screen you share. You would have to do that.
Oh, you know what? Let me just turn this one off because when it's just saying host disabled screen sharing.
Let me change that. Hold
I
on.
might have joined twice or something.
Try now.
Okay. There we go. Okay.
The wizard.
Yeah. Whew, I was scared for a second. Okay, cool. So everyone should see my screen. So this is the dashboard. So once you get an account, you'll see something like this, and you'll basically get a number, as I said. So the number for my account is just my local area code here, and then you get a number. And kind of a pro tip, like there's this away message. So if anyone texts you outside of an event, they would get this message. So this probably isn't the best thing to say, but you could say, check out my Facebook page. I'm not at an event right now. But the idea is you would create an event. So, for this demo, I could just say like create hackers demo. You would select the day of the event, and the event is active for 24 hours. So I'll just select it for today. And then here's kind of like the branding I was talking about. So anytime someone sends a message in, it's gonna auto send a message back. So it's called the auto reply. So, it's kind of your opportunity to, either say, hope you're enjoying, Sarah and Mike's wedding, or if it's a Sweet 16 or a corporate event. So you can, say, hope you are enjoying the Crate Hackers demo. I'm Matt from Request Now, and it's kind of just like this awareness piece. So I could put, you can actually put a link. So I can put, I can put our Instagram. And then the thank you message is sent at the end of the night. So let's say 30 different people have sent in a text message at the end of the night. You can send this message out. So, hope everyone enjoyed the webinar. Hope you check us out at requestnow.io. And this should be a link that anyone can click on. So, I think it sort of depends if you want to talk to your clients. Maybe, you want to put their like wedding website, or you want to put your website. It's kind of up to you. And another cool thing that we actually added a few months ago is this virtual contact card. So it's
This is my favorite part, and I was so happy when you added this.
Yeah, because it just seemed like a missed opportunity. So basically, on iOS and Android, there's like these native contact cards. You've probably sent your friends like someone's contact card. So
Oh,
you
yeah.
so you click that, and to set it, it just looks like this. So you've probably all seen it. So I just like made up some information, but you would put your DJ company, and the feedback we're getting from folks is, if they are at all interested in you as a DJ, they're saving it to their phone. So I think this is like the most modern business card, because if you think people are sort of throwing out business cards that you might just give them if someone comes up to you, I think, it's in their phone, it's saved to iCloud or whatever. So I think this is like the best shot of having them reach back out to you. So you would just set your information there, and then you would select that box if you want to send it. And it is optional, right? So maybe some events it would be like a little bit like much to send it. So it's really up to you. Although we've just seen good feedback on that one. And there is this thing called song detection. So we try to guess the song that your clients are sending in. So if they say like play Get Lucky, we'll try to say like thanks for requesting Get Lucky by Daft Punk. So there's that kind of element or like a novelty effect where they can kind of get a kick out of that. And then on your end, sort of the benefit is that you can more easily like organize your songs. And I'll show you that in a second. And then this was a feature really like several DJs were asking about this. They said, I love getting on the mic. I love being personal to guests. So if you click this, it will ask them for their first name. So you could say like, this one's for Billy, or, you know, you can do a shout out, and it's totally optional. And then we just ask you like what type of event you're doing and how many people. So I guess this is more of a other type situation. But anyway, I'll put a webinar. That doesn't really matter. So then you would just create that. Whoops, the date got wiped out. So then you would create the event. And now for 24 hours, I have this unique view. So it's just saying like, here's the number you're going to use. It's starting, well, it already started. And then you essentially have this link here. So this is what we call the live view. So this is the most important thing for you as the DJ. This is where you're going to see all the requests come in. So I thought it would be cool if the folks on the phone want to take their phone out and just send in a song request. You could type this number in. We can also help you like make a poster, and you can use a QR code. So I'll just leave this on the screen. If you just like literally want to take your phone and click the camera, it should just scan. But several DJs have made all sorts of posters and been super creative about how to get it out. If you check our Instagram, we have some good examples. But
Apparently my phone doesn't like taking pictures of computer screens.
oh, okay.
It's an Android.
Yeah. So I'm gonna text it from my cell phone, and then I'll try to share my phone, and so in
There
case
you go.
someone doesn't.
That's me right there.
Yeah. So text us your favorite song. So you do have to use the word play. So I should have said that actually.
Oh,
So I would type.
nice.
So try play Don't Stop Believing, and then yeah.
There we go. Mambo
So
number
we're starting
5.
to get them in. Yeah.
Okay.
So
There
it
you
goes
go.
pretty quickly, and it's honestly quite fun because you again like might not normally interact with these people. So I think it's pretty cool. So just to break this down, on the left-hand side we have the songs that we've tried to recognize. Now occasionally we will get the song wrong. I think someone maybe didn't mute themselves.
Yeah, I'm looking for it now.
I got
Guys, if you could make sure your
Got it.
microphones are muted, I'd appreciate it.
So sometimes we do get it wrong, and you can click it to see the original text, just in case something seems off. But you'll see the songs here. And what's cool is if we do recognize the song, you can click this button, and it's going to notify them that the song's up next. So the idea there is, let's say, you know, someone's in the bathroom or someone's
Okay.
not paying attention, you can just let them know that their song's coming up. So it says song up next. You can also star the song if you think, you know, it's a great suggestion, and it's going to move it to the top. And then on the right-hand side is where you can really have those conversations. So you can say like, hey, Frank, you know, sure thing. And what's interesting is we've seen all sorts of use cases, like the wedding planners texting in, like a caterer. So it's honestly just a great way to even communicate with the bride and groom as they're like running around through the night. So there's some interesting things you can do. You guys should have gotten a link that asks for your name, so you can see that. So it just says conversation with guests, but if they did tell us their name, you would actually see it. So if so this is my text, so I put my name in. But that's something else you can do. And then we have a few other features. So you can run a raffle. So this would just randomly select someone. So you get the last 4 digits. You could say that on the microphone. I think that's useful really to get more people to text in. So let's say you're doing like a bridal show where you're really just trying to interact with people. You could say like, I'm doing a $25 gift card. Everyone text in your favorite song. Maybe now you'll get like 5x the number of people, and then you can do that raffle. You can say like you need to be present or something like that.
And I actually, when we talked about that, I think it was last week or the week before, I have a wedding show coming up in February, and I actually set up an event for it doing just that. So I'll have, you know,
Right.
my QR code up on my table, you know, that not only has all the information, but says, you know, send us your favorite song for, you know, a chance to win, you know, a $200 credit towards services or whatever. And then this way here, not only are they entered, but I have all of their contact information.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly.
I'm hoping you're going to show that blast feature that you have here shortly.
I will do that. So so you can see like Mike texted in. I think that's the main part, we are working on a new version of this live view. I'll give everyone an exclusive sort of sneak peek. So I think this looks a lot
go.
better.
Yep.
Yeah, and if you guys have been on Twitch, that was kind of the inspiration. So it should look kind of like Twitchy. But yeah, it's the same exact functionality. It's just a different layout, and it's a little better, I think, for DJing. But I'll just go to the old view. So yeah, I think that's really the gist of it. So at the end of the night, then you would send that thank you message. You would just click the end event, and then it's just going to remind you like what that is, and then you would click end here. And now everyone should have just gotten a text. It looks
There we
like all
go.
7 of us. Yeah, I
Same.
can try to. You should get the contact card here.
Yep. It just sent the contact card also.
Yeah, so I just got the contact card. I could try to share my screen, but it might not be. Or I actually have a screenshot. It would just look like something like this, and you would get that contact card, which is pretty cool. Let me show another feature, and then I do want to save some time for questions. And
We can go a little over too. It's okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
take your time.
I'd love for Frank to kind of give some best practices because he's been using it. But yeah, so this is sort of the dashboard, as I said. So this is the live event. And then there's this concept called Notify Now. It's pretty new. We're still kind of playing with it. I think the idea here is, let's say you've done maybe like 4 months of gigs and you have like 500 people in your contact list. The idea would be like send out a happy holidays text with your website, or say like we just reached our 300th like review on Wedding Wire or sort of whatever. So I think it's a great way to kind of I would use it maybe like 2 or 3 times a year just to check in with everyone you've kind of interacted with. And some people might say, oh well, it's kind of spammy. Well, it's super easy to unsubscribe, and I've actually seen what people have been saying, and they've been like, thank you, I'll follow you on Facebook. So it could be worth a shot. It's basically a way for you to sort of like blast everyone that you've interacted with. It might be super valuable more for like bar and club DJs who might be going to different events, or if you're doing like a radio show. But it's something that we're kind of playing with.
I see the possibilities right here with, for instance, like our club residency.
Exactly.
People could go ahead, we have a TV booth or whatever we may have it flashing on the screens throughout the club.
And what I love about this is it's not like you're using your own personal cell phone number. So you're not tied down to having one number. So you can take and have a different number for, different residencies. So if you have 4 or 5 different club residencies, you just, pay the $5 a month and get the phone number for each of them. And then you have 5 different events. So you can do 5 completely different blasts.
Yeah, so I think that's a smart way to do it. Have 2 numbers, one for weddings, one for like your club work. Or we're probably going to add a feature where on the event like create, it will just say, do you want to save this into Notify Now? Because if it's a private wedding, you're probably not going to want that, and then you can only save club work. We'll like make it easy to like filter your contacts in the future.
Guys, keep in mind, so Matt, this hasn't been around too long. I mean,
No.
me and Matt started talking about this back in what, August, July?
Yeah, I mean, it's really like just been a year.
Yeah. So I mean, all of this stuff that you're seeing now, this is all, him improving what he had based on feedback. So I mean, everything that you see here is literally catered to DJs.
Yeah, no, I appreciate you saying that, because a lot of people have been like, we want to do more games, or I want to do like the names feature was right from feedback, for example. So the second sort of like element of this, I don't want to throw too much out at everyone, but some people have said, oh well, can I text photos? So we have this new concept where, in addition to sending in like messages and song requests, you can also send in photos. So it would be the same exact number. You would just click on your phone a photo, and we would do 2 options. So a photo wall, it would just be like a live slideshow, or it would be a post-event like photo album. And we've had a few people try it, and the results have been good. I think it's a new concept, so some people didn't fully understand how to work it. So I think we got to figure that out. But I think it depends.
So when we were talking about this, I mean, one of the possibilities that we were talking about was that if you got somebody that said no to your $500 photo booth, you could say, okay, well, for $250, we'll bring in a TV and we'll do a live photo roll of the pictures that your guests are taking and send it in. So you're not paying anywhere near $250 for this event, but you also now give them the option that they're going to not only get those pictures and they get to see them live, but at the end of the event, you hand them that SD stick with all of those pictures on it that you just downloaded. Boom, you're done.
Exactly. And also to think kind of strategically as a DJ. Let's say you did do the photo album thing, and let's say you got 40 or 50 photos. 3 days later, you can send a text message being like, "Here's the finished album," and that's like a final text. You can have, maybe your name at the bottom of the text or website. So it's kind of a final way for you to brand yourself as well. So I think that's pretty cool.
It's just another upsell possibility to add to your arsenal of things to do.
You can do it.
Guys, if you're just coming in, please make sure that your microphones are muted.
Sweet. So I think I wanted to invite Frank on real quick just to see if you wanted to share any like tips or if you had any questions.
Yeah, so I used Request Now at every single one of my weddings this year. It was something that I never would have thought about using until the pandemic, but now looking back on it, I think it's going to be something that I'm going to end up using a lot more moving forward. A couple of quick tips that I would give people is just have your if you want to go to the I guess we can start. No, that's cool. We can start here. No, it's fine. We can start here. So not only can you reply directly to the conversations, but you can also star songs to move it to the top. So that's a really good feature. If there's a couple you're unsure about, you can leave them down. Then when you hit the little megaphone button, and I think Matt already talked about this, but the little megaphone button gives a call out to whoever it is that requested that song. And that's really nice because, as we know, somebody could be at the bar, somebody could be in the bathroom, right? So it's a really good feature. And sometimes I've gotten a message back before that was like, "Oh my gosh," because the venue that I was at, the bathroom was not close to the dance floor. "Oh my God, I'm not close. Can you wait a second?" Like, it let me know to give them a minute before I played this.
He was really in the restroom.
Yeah, he was. Yeah, sure he was.
So I mean, it worked out really well. If you want to go back to the setup of an event real quick for me.
Yes, let me click on the dashboard, setup. So let's just make a new one.
Yep. So I have a message on my auto reply signature and my thank you message that I just copy and paste. But one thing that I've made sure that I've consistently been doing is I've been putting the couple or the event's name in the message. Right? Because we don't want people to think this is completely generic. We want them to feel like it's personalized for this event. So for me, doing a lot of weddings, it was my auto reply signature was, "I hope you're enjoying the celebration with Matt and John."
Hold on, we're gonna find out who's not muted here.
Yeah, I think it got muted.
Okay, yeah, we're all set.
And then what I do is I just go to my old event, I copy and paste it, I change the names out, get my wife to double check my spelling on the names and move it forward, because I don't want to mess up. Same thing with the thank you message. And in the signature, I actually do throw my Instagram handle in there. I think, hey, I'm not really trying to brand, but at the same time, if I have this opportunity, just like there at Request Now app, I mean, that's very minimal. And if somebody wants it, they'll get it, and if they don't, then so be it. But I think that's really a really cool feature. And if you don't mind, can I share my screen real quick?
Sure.
Okay.
I'll stop sharing.
I should be able to do that. All right. If everybody can. So this is an example of what I do. So I've heard different DJs do different things. Some put this, on a tent, like in a couple of spots. Some people put it in front of their DJ booth. Some people have TVs and they throw it up on the TV. At a wedding, I've been putting this on, and I know it kind of feels tacky in a way, but I've put it on every single table. I've had caterers and coordinators and photographers come up and ask me, like, "Why are you throwing advertising down?" But I make sure that they know that this phone number is not mine. This QR code is not going to get you to my website. This is strictly a way to request a song. And I give them the instructions to put play dash in the song title, because that's what creates that. That's what utilizes that song software that helps it identify. I have gotten anywhere from 30 to 50, 60 song requests during dinner because people are sitting there, they're just waiting to eat. So they see this little thing on the table, they pick it up, boom. And then same thing, I've got this, I use PicMonkey, but all I do is change the names out, hit print, put it on cardstock so it feels a little nice, cut it out, move it on.
That's exactly what I do too. I do it on cardstock.
Yeah, it feels good, right?
It feels awesome.
Yeah, and I make my daughter do it. My 15-year-old cuts them for me.
I'm
So-
You
downloading.
make one note for every event, because what I've noticed is like most DJs just have one generic one that they can keep bringing, and then you can customize the auto reply, but it's just a little more expensive to print. But I mean, it's kind of whatever you want.
Yeah, when Frank's done, I'll show the one that I made for one of the events that I did over the summer. I mean, it's similar, very, very similar to his, but I made them into little 4x6 cards, and I put them on every single place setting that was at the venue. It literally cost me like $4.
Right. Yep.
Yeah, and what else is really good about it too is by the end of the night when you know, kind of like Matt said, I had caterers messaging me songs.
Mhm.
I had photographers messaging me songs. I had photographers telling me that the songs were horrible that people were requesting. I mean, it was great.
I
But,
get the bartenders telling me, "Hey, I'll give you a free drink if you play this song next for me."
right, that's what I'm saying. So it's a cool atmosphere. And yeah, of course, we still have people that are going to come up and request songs, and that's why I put that little blurb in there. We're here to provide the safest dance floor experience possible. So if
I like
somebody's
that.
not comfortable, so be it. And if they want to come over to me, well, that's fine too, because I don't have a problem with it either way.
That's awesome.
Sweet.
And just real quick to go ahead and reset for anyone that's just popping in, and also for anyone that's on Facebook right now. If you're on Facebook, please go ahead and join the Zoom meeting right here. We love the town hall format. It's at meetcratehackers.live. Just when you enter, please mute yourself. We're having a little technical difficulties with Zoom, but share your camera. Let us see who you are. This is why we chose Zoom as this type of format for the podcast. Just that way everyone's together. It's we see each other all the time on the Facebook group and different places, but now's the time for us to say, hey, what's up to each other. But yeah, we're right here with Tyler, Frank, and the guest of honor today is Matt from Request Now. He has a really cool app that he's been speaking about. This will be recorded as well for anyone just
and it'll be up on the website under podcast also.
Yep. So just hang tight. We're gonna go ahead and keep explaining a little bit about this, and then open up the floor for Q&A with Matt. And then after that, we'll have a Crate Hacker Q&A. So once again, thanks for joining, everybody.
So real quick before we get to the Q&A, so this is one that I had over the summer. This is actually the first event that I did with this after me and Matt started talking. And it's when I tell you that it went over super well. I mean, like I said, I literally just made this on my computer. It took me about 10 minutes. I sent it over to my printer and printed them out on 4x6 cardstock, and I put them out on each of the play settings. And I probably had, I'd have to go back and look, but I probably had 200 song requests that night from probably 50 or 60 different people. So, I mean, the possibilities with it are honestly endless. And I mean, just to look at it from a marketing standpoint, everybody sees it and they're like, oh, $12 or $15 an event, that's a lot of money. But at the same time, it is the only piece of marketing material that you have that is that cheap that will get you in front of that many people. It's the only thing that will allow you to send that many people bulk messages. Think about it that way.
Yep. So one quick note on that front. So I do have a promo code for everyone. So if you do want to sign up, everyone's going to get 4 free events from Crate Hackers. So it's just code CH. So I made it super easy. So if you go to our website, it's just requestnow.io, and you sign up with promo code CH. That's how you can get that.
Now keep in mind, so the free trial is going to be with the phone number that they pick for you. It's not going to stay the same unless you purchase the phone number.
Yeah, we don't ask for a credit card though.
Right, exactly.
So,
but I'm telling you, purchasing the phone number is worth it. It is 100% worth it.
And one more thing, just to piggyback on that. Thanks so much, Matt, for your generosity with all our members. We have a really awesome community here with Crate Hackers. But anyone that's on the Facebook group, it's going to get better. Please come through to the Zoom meeting.
You are going to want to be on Zoom by the time Matt is done talking. I promise.
So you have a couple more minutes.
We are doing the giveaway, right? Or
we are. We're going to do the giveaway.
I don't want to tease that. Okay.
Yeah. So so you have a couple more minutes. Head on over to meetcratehackers.live for your chance to be part of something special in just a few minutes. But for now, Matt, floor is yours once again. Or if anybody has any questions,
let's throw some questions in the chat, and then
let's do some questions
one by one.
And then we will do a giveaway, which is basically going to be a free membership for the year.
Yeah. So if anybody has any questions, go ahead and throw the questions in the chat, and then we'll pull you in and have you guys unmute.
Yep. Put them in the chat right there on Zoom. The bottom right there. You could go ahead. You could click gallery mode, so you go ahead and see the full town hall, and then on the bottom you have the chat section.
Let me send you guys the link.
All right, and you can put it right in the chat. Yeah.
Oh, and you know what? Actually, we forgot to talk about our playlist that we made. Or is that coming
we're
later?
we're gonna do that live as soon as we're done talking to you. That's coming.
Did I just ruin that?
No,
Okay.
no,
we got
you-
surprises.
You
We
didn't
got
ruin
surprises.
You didn't ruin anything.
We got
It's
some
a
more
sta-
surprises coming.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's a
I'm new
stack
to
show.
this. I'm
It's
new
a
to
stack
this.
show for the first one of 2021.
All right.
Yeah.
So Joseph Browning, if you want to go ahead and unmute, you had a question.
I did. I used my one laptop I typically take that's not a backup to run my Serato. Would I need a second laptop or some sort? What type of device could I run this off of?
Yeah, so that's a good question. So some DJs actually do run requests now on their main computer, which I think is a little crazy, but that's up to them. But it is fully like compatible with any mobile device or tablet. So people use their cell phones, people use an iPad, any tablet. It's super compatible.
Yeah, I mean,
you can
I've
actually
personally never even opened Request Now on a laptop or a tablet. I've done everything through my cell phone.
It is easier on a laptop just because you could like type to
Of
people.
course.
But it does here. I'll actually in the new live view. I think you'll be pretty excited, Tyler. That
Every time you drop a new thing, I get excited. I wish I had an event to use it on. This
I
dude
know.
dropped 2 new features like the month after I had no more events.
Here, so this is what it looks like on mobile. The new view. So it'll be pretty easy to respond to people on mobile. And then this part needs a little cleanup, but yeah, these are the songs.
I love that.
Yeah, so it's super easy on your phone, I think.
I am so excited about that.
Yeah. The old one didn't look as good on mobile. But yeah,
the old one was a little bit tricky on mobile only because of the
Yeah.
layout. But if you
Yeah.
clicked and put it in desktop view, it worked perfect.
Oh, is that what you did? You forced desktop. Okay,
Yep.
I didn't know that. Yeah, this you shouldn't, because we like specifically were like, let's make this good on mobile.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Um,
So guys, go ahead and put those questions in the chat. Let's we have Matt
And
for a
then-
couple more minutes before we do the giveaway. Frank's
and then-
compiling a list of members now.
And I have I think the burning question right here is, what game is Brian playing?
Brian. Oh,
We need to.
So
Okay.
Eric
Add me.
Eric had a question. Eric, go ahead and Eric, go ahead and unmute yourself.
So if you buy the phone number, does it have the phone number up top, or is that, can you change that to read your company's name, or does it say, requestnow.io?
so I think I'm a little confused. You're saying on which part?
Are you wondering about like the caller ID that would come up with that number?
Yeah. I mean, just because I'm everything that I try and do, I try and brand whether or not people see it or not. So if it just, if it says something, because I saw something that said crate hackers on the.
I know what you're asking. So basically, yeah, I'll just share my screen again. But this was just the event. So by the way, like only you, the DJ, should see this, or like
Right.
your assistant. So this was
Okay.
just the name of the event.
Okay.
And we're not like trying to like hide any features. Like if you subscribe, you get access to everything. We don't do like half features or whatever. So
Yeah,
there's
there's
no limit on the text message either. So you can do unlimited messaging.
Okay, cool. Thank you.
Yeah.
So Jay Fox had a question. Jay, go ahead and you can unmute yourself. Is Jay still here? I don't think Jay's here anymore. Okay, so Jay's question was, did I miss how much was the phone edition, purchasing the number?
Oh yeah. So basically, we actually like just changed our pricing, which I think it just makes a ton more sense now. So it's going to be $30 for the year. So you just pay us $30 every year, and you'll get the same number guaranteed. And the way to think about it in my mind is, if you were to go to like Verizon or T-Mobile, like it's going to be way more than that to buy a number. So you're just paying that once. And then we have different packages for the events.
Which is a lot better than it was when I first started using it.
Yes, it has gotten cheaper.
I think since I've been using it, I paid more than $30 for the phone number.
Yeah, we were charging $5 a month. I mean, a phone number is like a limited resource. Like it's not unlimited numbers, so we do have to pay every number
Right.
on our end to our carrier. But it is cheaper.
So Brian has a good question. He's playing golf, so we won't interrupt him.
Yeah, I love PGA 2K.
But yeah, no kidding. Can you use the request now feature in Canada?
Yeah, so we work in the U.S., Canada, and London or the England,
We'll call that the United Kingdom.
United Kingdom. Yeah.
Big Earn has joined us. Welcome, Earn.
Hey, Big
Big
Earn.
Earn.
Actually, if he
Hey,
has a
what's
second,
up?
he's I think
Yeah,
tried it.
yeah.
He's
I think
used
I
You
it.
got
want to
more
say
than one
anything
second
about
for you.
request now?
Oh man. Do I have something to say about request now? Yes, I've got lots to say. I'm just really happy that Matt and I connected on this. Matt, when he introduced me to it, explained to me the platform on it, my brain goes a million miles away, an hour. I'm the type of guy that gets a new toy and I want to take it apart and then put it back together again, type deal, and just offer it to everybody. So I'm literally pitching ideas to not just DJs but other businesses that could really run with this. The DJs, trivia, entertainment factor, that's one thing. But today, what we do today, there was somebody who has a business and they want to pitch their coaching and their education platform for it and everything. And now they're like, yeah, I could use this, because if the platform's only audio only, they can actually have a live, with Request Now, the live questionnaires. They could talk about all the questions that they have rather than stopping. Okay, go ahead and tell us your question. Matt can actually have them all right there listed off to the side and then go back to all those questions and answer them right there all in one shot. So I love it. I love it.
And actually, now that you're mentioning that, I think this would be awesome for karaoke too.
Yeah, we have had some KDJs.
Instead of handing back the cards, I mean, this would be perfect. So Eric Yo had another question. Is there a tip feature?
Yeah, so that's a great point. So if anyone's looking to do tips on it, I would just put your Venmo or your Cash App link into the auto response or the thank you message, and then on the phone it will natively open up into the app. So if they click like the Venmo icon, it will open Venmo if they have it installed. And we've actually had DJs say that they're definitely getting more tips with us, because the other way around, like you would have to scan to get the Venmo. This way you can send it to them at the end of the night when they're drunk heading home. They have that
when
link.
they're more likely to give you
And
money.
they're more likely to give you money, because at first they're like, I guess I will.
Yeah.
Some people have asked for features like tip to play the song request, so maybe we'll add that. But if you do just add it into your auto response, they'll see it like maybe 5 times.
I think a cool feature when it comes to that would be front of the line almost.
Right, like
front of the
instant.
line thing, and
Yeah.
instant, and then basically name your price, and we'll get you up there. It's
That's
minimum.
a great idea, Mike.
That's
That's
actually
funny.
genius.
I love it.
Tip,
Yeah.
Yeah.
$2 or $3 and move to the front of the line. That's awesome.
I
Yeah.
got to
That's
give that.
very that's a great idea.
I got
Can
to
I
give
connect
credit
it to
to
my
B Chad.
OnlyFans?
No, come on, Earn.
Anyone else in our Zoom meeting right here that has prior experience using Request Now? If you'd like to go ahead and unmute yourself and speak about your experiences and what you loved about it, we'd love to hear it.
Or feedback or
Yeah.
problems with it.
So Jermaine had a good idea. Tips for name shoutouts.
Yeah, or wishing your friend a happy birthday.
Happy
or
birthday,
whatever
happy
it is.
anniversary, or whatever. Yeah, that's awesome.
Again, it all depends. If it's like an upscale wedding, you probably wouldn't want it, but
Right.
we have people who are trying to use this at bars, like all sorts of stuff. So that is the thing about Request Now. Like, I do hope it should pay for itself. So the idea is you're trying to amplify your organic word of mouth. So if you just book a few more leads each event, and if you maybe book just 1 or 2 extra events a year, it should have paid for itself. So I think that's really the idea.
Yeah, if you've got TVs, if you've got like a Toadmatic or something like that, you've got a TV booth, this is perfect for that. If you've got your trusses with TVs, and during dancing and stuff, this is perfect for that too. If you've got any videos, everything's just eye candy to everybody then at that point.
Yep.
Yeah, I mean, especially since we were talking about the new picture function that he's coming out with, once that hits, like I was saying, that's a good upsell for the people that don't want to spend the $500 or $600 in a photo booth. You have $200 or $300 for this photo add-on. Guests can text their photos to this number, and we'll put them live up on the screen.
Yeah, exactly.
That's awesome.
Because then you're gonna bring a projector, you're gonna bring a TV screen. You could charge probably $300. We're not gonna make the cost for that, really anything crazy. So
yeah, I mean, me and Matt were talking a little bit about what the price point on that should be, and I think honestly, with what he's leaning towards and the charging the $200 to $300, you're still comfortably making a good amount of money. So
yeah, for sure.
And we have on Facebook, we have Owen Boyle chimed in and said, "Request Now is a great product," and they were super responsive with customer service. So
Oh,
Yeah.
I know.
good
Oh,
job,
yeah.
Matt.
Yeah, literally. I mean, even if you just go to their website, I mean, Matt has him and how many other people do you have answering that website?
It's really not many. It's me and like
It's
Dustin.
Yeah,
And,
I've
like one
talked
other
to a few of
person.
them when I first started using it, but if you go to their website and you click on the chat box, somebody will literally instantly answer you.
Yeah, Dustin is pretty good about it.
Brian said, "Do you put a disclaimer on the censored or uncensored requests?" I mean, so Brian, real quick on that. When they request it, they're just requesting the song. They're not physically going into, what you have on your computer. So the system has no way of knowing what songs are clean or dirty. That would be your discretion to decide on which one you want to play.
And you can write back to someone like, I'm not like, I can't play this song, or something like that.
Right,
So
exactly.
it's really how you would normally handle a request.
James Gardini said, "Sounds like a great thing to add to the table toppers at a bar." Absolutely, and we were just talking about that. Big Earn.
I see Big Earn. You
So,
can.
so somebody also, while we were speaking about this the other day, Matt, I believe with the wedding planner, right? They were asking
Mhm.
about data capture and
Oh, yes.
how you can utilize that also as well.
Yeah, so well, I mean, I think we basically talked about it. So you can send that thank you message. That's a great way to kind of reach everybody. You could do the notify now. That's really up to you. Again, we're gonna make it easier so you could separate your like wedding events versus maybe your club events. But really for data capture, I mean, the whole idea is you can use the platform to really try to reach your audience after the event as well. And if someone texts in an event or a text and like you're not at an event, it will just say that away message. So you can drive them to your Facebook page, for example.
It's just a super, super killer marketing aspect
Yeah.
of everything that has to do with this, honestly. I mean, you can brand everything that has to do with it, and that's
Yeah.
amazing.
I think we'll get a lot of good results. It just sucks that with COVID, there's just so few people.
Yeah, so
a lot of people like want to use it, and I want to
Yeah.
hear their stories, but like we just have to wait. So
Well, I mean, you
That's
watched that one event that I did live, and you were seeing
yeah,
the
no,
requests and
yeah,
stuff come in. So I mean, it
totally.
works. It works awesome. And I mean, especially like when we showed the cards that we make with the QR code or text this
Yep.
number. I mean, it's just instantaneous, and you just open it up on your cell phone and have it there all night, and it's absolutely perfect.
Totally. And we're starting to now see it pop up in like reviews. So I saw on someone's like Wedding Wire, they were saying he used this cool text system.
Yep.
So I do think it's a cool way to kind of stand out from other people.
Yep. Now, I think it's important to kind of talk a little bit about the differences between something like Request Now and some of the other request options that are out there. I know a lot of people
Totally.
use a lot of people use Ask the DJ and Virtual DJ, which is a great tool. Unfortunately, it's extremely limited, and your computer has to be connected to the internet to use it, which is a huge downfall in my eyes. I do not like having my DJ laptop connected to the internet during an event at all.
Yeah. And the other thing though is I think you're also just like leaving some money on the table because if people text in to ask the DJ, you can't send that thank you message at the end.
There's
so
no response at all.
You can't, yeah. So if they close their phone, they'll just walk home never having your contact. So it's just like for like $8 or whatever, you kind of like buy in at the event price, like $8 to just amplify yourself.
Exactly.
I think it's
I think another aspect of this thing too is especially with something like Ask the DJ, once that event's closed, that link is closed. That link does not work anymore. With Request Now, even if you close that event, they still have your number that they use to text that song to. So even if they text you while the event is closed, you can either auto respond them or you can still reply to them.
Yep,
which
you
is
can go back.
absolutely amazing. And it's huge. It's huge as far as something like Ask the DJ goes. Now, yes, there are other web-based request systems that I have used in the past. The difference is those are basically shells of other services that are super limited. They're relatively expensive, and the cheaper ones lack every single feature that Request Now has. Save yourself the trouble because I've already used them. I know Ern's used some of them too.
Well, the other thing to say too is that it is just over SMS, so they don't need to download anything. Like I put myself in the shoes, and it's like if I went to a wedding, I'm not going to download an app on the iPhone store or Android Play Store and sign up just to say play some stupid song. But I will just scan this number and send a quick text.
And I know the ones that you're talking about, and I think that's a huge pitfall, and that company is missing an entire market of people because I wouldn't download that app at a wedding. I mean, why would I download an app to request a song from a DJ?
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's just too many apps right now.
Exactly.
Majority of the time, they're already hooked up to your photo booth anyways, if they're downloading the photo directly. So they're already used to like, oh, just another thing I got to get sent to my phone that without an app downloading to it.
Right.
Matt, did you say that that the guests can send pictures to us? That way that we can build a platform of pictures throughout the evening as well, or is that?
Yeah, so that's something that we're working on. You could actually like test it if you wanted to, but basically the way it would work is they would send photos and you can either send them a photo album at the end of the night, or I could send you a photo album, or you can do a real-time slideshow.
And that's something he's
for
working on
photos.
now that we've been
Yeah.
discussing. He's been
Yeah.
discussing with a bunch of us over the last couple of months, and it's still in process, but he's hoping to have it up and ready by the time, the next wedding season hits, as far as price point goes, because of cloud storage and stuff like that. So,
And well, I don't want to interrupt you.
No, go
But I
ahead.
was just gonna add one quick thing, which is I think there'll also be opportunities to like white label it. So if you do the photo album, you can probably put your logo on it as well. So I think then you have guests a week later being like, wow, so.
Just quick reminder, everybody that's viewing this